With all the launches complete at the 2020 Chicago Auto Show, let's talk about the cars that you should be looking at if you're going to be shopping for a new car in 2020 or if you're going to be heading out to any of the auto shows across the country. Obviously, one of the first things you should be looking at is this all-new Jeep Gladiator Mojave. This is probably the coolest launch here at the 2020 Chicago Auto Show. It's the desert-rated Gladiator. This is designed for dune racing, Baja racing, etc. Think of this as the desert corollary to the Gladiator Rubicon. If you want to know more about this, there is going to be a separate video on it. If my own money were on the line, this is one of the vehicles here at the 2020 Auto Show that I would easily buy myself. Let's talk about those other vehicles that are on my short list. If you're looking for the ultimate family vehicle, you'll find that nearby at the Chrysler booth. This is the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica minivan. There have been some substantial changes for 2020. We get the availability of all-wheel drive finally. We still have the plug-in hybrid system, which is probably the Pacifica that I prefer. If you want the all-wheel drive system, you're going to have to get the non-hybrid Pacifica. But that all-wheel drive system does not compromise interior space, interior cargo room, or the ability of the second row seats to fold completely flat to the floor. That is one of the surprising features there. We also get a refreshed interior and the latest infotainment system from Chrysler. If you're the outdoorsy type, you should definitely look at the Mercedes-Benz Weekender. This is the $70,000 alternative if you have fond memories of the Westphalia conversion vans. Basically what they've done is they've made the front seat swivel around, they've given us a bench in the back, a table, and a pop-top tent. But most importantly, they've bundled this all with a factory warranty. So you'll be able to buy this from a Mercedes dealer as is, as you see it right here, and you'll be able to finance it as well if that's something that you're interested in. Over at the Ford booth, all the air is being sucked out of the room by the new Mach-E electric vehicle, or of course the over 1,000 pound-foot of torque Super Duty, but the Ford Escape, especially in hybrid and plug-in hybrid versions, is really what I'm interested in here, because this will give you 30 miles or so of range if you choose the plug-in hybrid model, over 40 miles per gallon if you drive it gently if you choose the regular hybrid model. That makes this one of the most fuel-efficient crossovers available in America. And unlike Toyota's e-all-wheel drive system, the Escape all-wheel drive system is a true mechanical system, so this is going to be just as off-road or wet weather or adverse weather capable as the regular Escape. But if you want a plug-in hybrid crossover with a little bit more oomph, then the RAV4 is oddly enough the one to look at. Toyota is really going after a different kind of customer with the all-new RAV4 Prime. Now there's still a lot that we don't know about this model, but we know that the expected plug-in hybrid range is probably going to be around 30 miles, and you're going to get more than 300 horsepower out of this hybrid system. So instead of just giving us a RAV4 with a plug-in hybrid range, they've decided to go off in a different direction that we've never seen Toyota do before and give us one of their first performance hybrids. This should be the fastest compact crossover in the mainstream segment in America, and likely one of the most efficient as well. Over at the Genesis booth, we have the all-new Genesis GV80, the brand's first crossover. This is a rear-wheel drive, all-turbocharged model. So rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, very much like we see in the BMW X5, but it's likely going to be priced more like a Lexus RX than some of those German competitors. We don't know exact pricing yet, but it does appear to be pretty tasty if you're shopping for a luxury 2- or 3-row crossover. Over at the Cadillac booth, we find the new CT5 and CT4 sedans, along with the new Cadillac Escalade for 2021. The Escalade really appears to have seriously raised the bar for Cadillac in terms of their interior design, whereas the CT4 and CT5 offer affordable alternatives to something like the BMW 3 Series or the BMW 5 Series. The big thing to know for 2020 and 2021 is that Cadillac is going to be expanding the availability of their Super Cruise system. That is one of the best semi-autonomous driving systems out on the road right now. Unlike everybody else's systems, Cadillacs will let you take your hands off the steering wheel and just cruise down the highway as long as you're looking at the road. That's very different than we see in the Tesla lineup, and one of the more interesting features that will be available, we're told, in the CT5, the CT6, and of course the Escalade. Over at the Lincoln booth, we have the all-new Lincoln Aviator. It's been a while since an American luxury company has really tried to compete directly with Germans in the crossover segment. Before this, and in the Cadillac lineup, we see front-wheel drive competitors attempting to compete with rear-wheel drive entries like the Mercedes-Benz GLE and the BMW X5, but no longer for the Lincoln brand. We now have a rear-wheel drive 3-row crossover, and it has some serious power numbers. We have a standard twin-turbo V6 under the hood, and if that's not enough power for you, then Lincoln will toss in a plug-in hybrid system that boosts power considerably over most of the competition. Now stay tuned for a complete review on this because we will have it in just about 3 weeks or so. If you're looking for a small crossover that has a premium feel, but it's going to be easier to park than some of those larger crossovers like a RAV4 or CR-V, then something like this Encore GX may be a great option for you because we definitely have a more premium interior and we have high fuel economy. Now, performance is not going to be quite where we see some of those larger crossovers, but it is going to be easy to park and it's going to give you a slightly more premium feel. Over at the Audi booth, we have the recently redesigned Audi Q3. This is one of the best values in the subcompact luxury segment. This competes incredibly well with the BMW X1 and the Mercedes-Benz GLA as well, and I think that it really ties with the Volvo XC40 for the best deal in this particular segment. I really like the way the interior is done in the Q3. It also handles very, very well. Expect a full review coming up very, very soon on the channel. If you're looking for the hottest hatch in America, look no further than the 2020 Civic Type R. The power level is the same, but Honda has gone ahead and refined a lot of things about the vehicle. They've refined the braking, the handling, they've also refined the interior just a tidge. We will see that shortly, but if you're looking for a hot hatch, this is going to be one of the best and most livable daily driver options. If you're looking for a stylish mid-size sedan with incredible fuel economy, look no further than the 52 MPG Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. Depending on the model you get, you'll get either 47 combined or 52 combined, and we have an industry-first solar panel right there in the roof. It occupies this entire roof section front to back and will theoretically give you a very slight improvement in your overall fuel economy as long as you're driving around in sunny weather. At this point in my life, I'm not really in the market for a sedan anymore, but if I were, the Kia Cadenza would definitely be on my short list for 2020. It's very comfortable on the inside. We have a lot of high-tech features, a lot of luxury features, and a relatively low sticker price. For 2020, Kia has given it a little bit of a nose lift. They've also given it an interior refresh where we get a new dashboard. Be sure and check out videos on the Cadenza coming up soon. Oddly enough, if you're looking for one of the most exclusive vehicles in North America, you're going to find that at the Kia dealer as well. That's the Kia K900. This is their rear-wheel drive biased luxury sedan in America. About 200 or so of these are sold every year. So if you're looking for something rare, definitely give the K900 a look. It's an absolutely incredible car, but it does kind of have the wrong logo on the front since it is still a Kia branded vehicle. A luxury vehicle with a mainstream value brand's logo on the front just doesn't seem to sell well in the US, but the car as it is really is awfully good. I'm really torn as to whether I like Ford's refreshed Super Duty lineup or the all-new GMC Sierra Heavy Duty a little bit more, but I think that I lean more towards the Sierra overall. I like the look. I like the fact that you can get the diesel engine with the massive torque numbers even in the 3/4 ton truck. It's not limited just to the 1-ton truck like we see in the Ram truck line. I think at the moment, when it comes to heavy-duty trucks, GMC is probably the clear winner in this segment, with Ford Super Duty coming in a very, very, very close second, essentially tied, and then Ram's heavy-duty lineup is third in this segment for me. It's kind of an odd twist because if you're looking at half-ton trucks, I would definitely put the Ram 1500 in first, the GMC Sierra and the Ford F-150 in second and third. Also on the GMC lot, we have the all-new Yukon. This is an entire clean sheet redesign except for the engines under the hood, which are borrowed from the Sierra pickup truck lineup. 5.3-liter V8, 6.2-liter V8, a 3-liter inline diesel available as well, but the big deal is in the back where we have an all-new independent suspension that promises to improve both ride and handling and give us a significant improvement in terms of legroom and cargo capacity. If you're looking for beautiful sheet metal, pretty much every model in the Mazda lineup, I think with the exception of the Mazda 3 hatchback, is probably the best looking in every segment that they compete in. This CX5 is absolutely gorgeous. Now, there are definitely some reasons you might want to look outside the CX5. You will find better fuel economy, you'll find better handling ability, you'll find more cargo capacity and more rear legroom in some of the competition, but this is absolutely gorgeous. It's also fun to drive. For 2020 and 2021, Volkswagen has a pair of Atlases. We now have a 2-row Atlas. That's the Atlas Cross Sport. They've basically taken an Atlas, they've removed the 3rd row, and they've shrunken the overall profile a little bit. This gives us the width that you expect to find in a bigger crossover with more rear seat legroom, more combined legroom than you'd expect to find in a RAV4 or a CR-V at a slightly more premium price, because this is going to be a more premium targeted product, very similar to what we see in the Hyundai Santa Fe and the Ford Edge. Well, that's been our quick take on what's new and what's interesting for 2020 and 2021, so be sure and check out all the models that we've discussed in this video when you check out your local auto show, or of course, if you're shopping for a new car in 2020. I'll see you all later.